Shine. So, just speaking of what you're doing with MaskLab, do you have any ongoing projects where you'll be able to show our viewers today what it's like to actually work as a co-founder of MaskLab and the ideas that you have and are generating with your people to share with the public?
Yeah, absolutely. So I think the biggest projects that we've been working on in the last few months are opening physical pop-up stores in and around Hong Kong. We constantly work on different things like launching new products, but I think this is the most comprehensive one that I can show people what it's like to be a co-founder of MaskLab. Okay, so I want to start off by saying that I think there are a few types of entrepreneurs. I like to think that there are two distinct types of entrepreneurs, and one of them is what I call the more financial savvy one, where they're good at getting funding, they're good at getting the right types of people to do everything and putting everything together. The relationship based entrepreneur. I'm the opposite of that. My strength is actually in the range of skill sets that I have. So I start off doing everything myself, and eventually hire people to work myself out of the equation. So what I'm going to show you here is all the tools that get me to a functioning store. So here you have the photo of the store we have in Causeway Bay, which we opened about 2 months ago now. And the draft we start with Adobe Illustrator. So I use Illustrator a lot, and I want to just say that I think there's two separate areas that is usually done by two different teams, but in MaskLab we like to do it. I like to control both ends, and that's the design and the implementation of it. So for design, Illustrator is what I use very extensively. We also use it for packaging design. But here I just want to show you the draft of our banner. So this is a very quick draft that I did with my designer, and very flat image. And then the next thing we do is I import it to Rhino 3D, which is a 3D software, so I can make this flat image into a 3D image. And after that, I use Keyshot. So Keyshot is a software that does really realistic rendering, and I use it to kind of put the lights in here and put the colors in to just kind of show our contractor that does the work, and also our team, how we envision the banner would look like. So after this, I send this and the flat image and the 3D CAD over, and they start making it. So this is a big part of the beginning of the process. Now, once renovation is done, we have to start syncing inventory and product information with the store. Now, we use software, we use customized software for that. So in order for me to have the single source of truth of product and of inventory information shared between my team and the store team and everybody in the factory, I use Airtable for this. And I'm going to just quickly show you what we have here. So this is the centralized database of everything, all the products that we have for MaskLab. And it has the English name, Chinese name, what we call in the factory. So this is the product catalog. This gets synced automatically to our store software, and our inventory is over here. And these are all done programmatically. You could think of this as a spreadsheet. Airtable is a spreadsheet that has superpowers, because you can define a lot of custom items and custom properties. And on top of that, you can use their API, which is application programming interface, to automate a lot of the processes. So I'm going to demonstrate. So now we're going from the design part to the implementation part. And this is where I use a lot of my software engineering background to do it. So I use an IDE, which stands for Integrated Development Environment. And this is what I use for our warehouse software and our ordering system, and our internal application programming interface. So these code will allow us to have an ordering system like this. So this is an internal website that I built. You have to have a custom login to get in. So I've already logged in. And here you can kind of see that We can view what our stores and what's been ordered. We can view we can make orders for, let's say, central. We can make orders for the store, and we can receive shipments depending on the shipment that just came, showing 0 because we haven't had any shipments today yet. So we combine all of this, and we use a tool called Ding Talk for internal communication. And a lot of this is going to be in Chinese because most of our staff in the factory are mainly Chinese speakers. So these are automated messages from the bot that we've built, connecting Airtable with our inventory software and the ordering system that you saw earlier. So you can see here, if they receive a shipment and it doesn't match, then it'll tell you exactly what happened here and why it doesn't match. And it would also update us with the store orders every day and online orders every day. So this is how I integrate all these different tools together. And then I also use Amazon Web Services a lot. Amazon, a lot of people know it for their e-commerce platform, obviously, but you can actually use, they're one of the best cloud computing providers. So our user data is all here. Our shipping data is all here.
Wow, so it looks like you're definitely very much hands-on and involved with every single step of the MaskLab process, from just drafting the ideas, from logos to actual designs, to actually overseeing the production of these masks themselves, to looking at the shipments and the e-commerce platform that you guys use as well.
Yes.
Would you say that, like, how would you necessarily divide the work between yourselves and your coworkers and other workers in who specialize in these specific parts of the job as well?
Yeah. So how do I delegate? So that's one of the biggest challenges in my line of work, is delegation. For somebody like me, who is naturally weaker at delegation, I use a tool called Notion to handle all the project management, and within it, we kind of tag each other. We have a responsible person for each step of the way, and I split the work based on position. So we've been around for about 6-7 months now. So we have a head designer, we have a head project manager, we have a head we have a head store manager. So I split this work and we tag them accordingly. So they have to do this. Like if we're launching a new product, I would say, okay, our store manager, you have to make the orders on the ordering system. Our design staff has to make sure all the digital assets like the photos and all the description has to be in Airtable system. So once that's done, everything can flow smoothly. And I kind of act as the guy who overwatches everything. And if something goes wrong, I go into it and fix it. So that's how we're kind of running things right now.